Welcome to the BCSS Student Athlete Registration System resource video. It is important to note that as an athletic director, you will only be able to access your stars if your administrator has opted in. The school administrator on record will be sent the BCSS opt-in email. If you cannot access stars, please check with your school administrator to verify if they have completed the opt-in. You may also contact the BCSS office if your administrator on file has changed. Once you've logged in, it will take you to the home screen. A new feature we have created is the unique 4-character abbreviation code, which will be used for those sports that use a timing system. You can also upload your school logo to the STARS homepage by clicking the Edit button and scrolling down to the logo upload section. By adding your logo to STARS, it will display on your rosters and will be available for BCSS to use in publications. Any important messages will be displayed at the top in yellow. At any point, you can come back to this home screen by clicking the logo on the top left-hand side. You will see the set of tabs ranging from teams to users. Under Users, you will be able to view who has access to your stars. We ask that each AD have their own profile instead of passing on a username and password. You will need to have your administrator contact our office to create a profile for a new AD. Under the Tools tab, you will find the Moving Up form. You can review the full policy in the BCSS Handbook in section 818.3. You first select the senior team and the student or students you would like moved up. If you are choosing more than one student, you can hold down Control on Windows or Command on Mac and select multiple students. The move up date is the date they will officially be moved up. If you click Submit, it will ask you to confirm your choice and submit. Once the move up form is submitted, the BCSS office will add the student to the roster and you will receive an email confirmation that the move up has been completed. Under the Tools tab, you also have CSV Exports, which can be used to download data including student participation numbers and multi-sport athlete numbers. A note regarding the General Inquiries section is that it would be best to email info@bcschoolsports.ca directly to allow more flexibility due to the restrictions placed on the General Inquiries form. The Student Transfer tab will allow you to see the students transferring into your school along with their eligibility and decision date. The New Student Imports tab is where you can either add a single student or download the template for a bulk upload. When filling out a student import, it is important to have the correct data in each column or else the import will not go through STARS and it will be rejected. Under the Calendar tab, you can view all the championship and deadline dates. You can also add all the important dates to either your Outlook or Google Calendar. In the Students tab, you can add a single student, which will allow you to add a new student. When adding a new student, you will list their first and last name, gender, date of birth, year of entry into grade 8, and their transfer type. Please note the difference between a new student to STARS and a transfer student. A student who is transferred to your school may already have a profile registered in STARS, and you will need to complete the correct form to have their profile moved to your school. You can review the eligibility video for more information on our eligibility forms. Once you have added a new student, they will be listed as pending under the Approved column. While the student is pending, you can still edit their profile if you made a mistake with it, for example, a spelling error or an incorrect date of birth. Once they have been approved, it will say yes under the Approved column. You can also search for a student here in case they already have a profile at your school before creating a new one. We have seen in the past a student being added with a nickname or their English name, and then a duplicate profile is created using their legal name, or vice versa. You can also view the student's profile and it will show you what teams they have been on. The Teams tab is where you will be creating your teams for the year. You can also view team rosters from previous years as well as use the other filters, such as gender, sport, category, or classification to narrow your search. When adding a team, you will need to have the coaches entered into your STARS database beforehand. If the coaches are community coaches, you will need to enter a teacher sponsor. The team photo is optional. When selecting if your team will be your provincial representative, you can enter yes unless you are running two teams in the same sport and age. For example, two senior girls basketball teams, one being the A team, which will go to provincials if they make it, and the B team being the non-provincial representative team. Once you've created the team, it is time to add your student athletes. By clicking Edit Team Roster, you can begin typing the student's name and it should auto-populate approved students at your school. Remember to hit Save at the bottom to save all your additions. It is important to remember that if you are editing your rosters after the team registration deadline, it will lock if you go below minimums. The minimum number required for each team can be found in the sports section of the handbook. It will also show under registration details when you view the team. When viewing a team, you also have an option to generate a PDF version of your roster. You can use this to hand out to coaches. If you have uploaded a school logo, it will also show on your PDF roster. The following slides will discuss important deadlines and fines. Each season of play has two deadlines. The team deadline is to add all of your teams for that season of play with minimum numbers. If minimum numbers are not met, the rosters will lock. The roster deadline is your last chance to finalize your rosters. After the roster deadline, all rosters will lock. To make additions after rosters have locked will be subject to late fines. We hope that you have found this video helpful. We have time-stamped it so you can refer back to it as a resource guide. Please don't hesitate to reach out to the BCSS staff should you have any questions. We also encourage you to watch the Transfer and Eligibility resource video and also the Provincial Championship resource video.